we're coming back on because there is breaking news coming in from Washington, from the White House at this hour. President Trump on Truth Social moments ago saying, "I am very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages, in the president's words, will be released very soon." I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Mary, you were on with me at 6:30 Eastern, and we were talking about this note from Secretary of State Marco Rubio late today, handed to the president in front of cameras. We were actually able to see what was on the note, which said to the president that they needed him quickly to sign off on a message for social media so that he could announce this first, and now we learn what the announcement is.
And David, he has now made this announcement 2 years and 1 day after the October 7th attack, the president announcing what he describes as the first phase of this peace plan. Now, details are sparse. There are a lot of questions here, but the president says it means that all of the hostages will be released very soon. Again, we don't know exactly when. And in return, Trump saying that Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line. Trump describing this as a step towards, quote, strong, durable, and everlasting peace, and saying all parties will be treated fairly. And David, the president has said he could travel to the Middle East as soon as this weekend.
Said this could come as soon as this weekend. And Mary, we should also point out that there was significant pressure from President Trump on Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel to get this deal done.
David, Netanyahu just responding as well. The Israeli prime minister saying just in one sentence, quote, "With God's help, we will bring them all home."
Let's get right to the region now. Mary Bruce, live at the White House. Our thanks to you. Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, has been following this war from the very start. Ian, this is a significant development tonight.
A huge development, especially for Israel. We have to wait and see. What did Hamas, what did the Arab and Muslim countries who were part of this process get in return? We have to wait and see how far Israeli troops are going to withdraw and whether this bigger plan to try and bring a ceasefire and peace to Gaza is still viable. But for Israel, make no mistake, this is a huge night, potentially the end of the nightmare.
Quick follow-up to you, Ian, because in the president's message here tonight, he says Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon time as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. That will be a key sticking point here to make sure this plan goes, in fact, forward, that Israel agree to the terms here.
Yeah, absolutely, and not least because of the logistical problems of where the hostages and where the bodies of those hostages who have been killed actually are. In some of the areas, it's thought it could be in areas where Israeli troops operate. So in other words, do you have to have Israeli troops withdraw so Hamas can go in there and retrieve the bodies? But there seems to be a lot of positive discussion that it could happen in the coming days. If so, then potentially that withdrawal will have to happen first. Then Hamas goes in and deals with that. And then you start working on the thornier issues of whether Hamas disarms, whether it hands over power to someone else, and this whole idea of an international body to try and administer Gaza, and then the development. But again, if any of that happens for the people of Gaza, this is going to be an enormous relief. For the people of Israel, potentially the end of a 2-year-long nightmare.
And for these families still waiting for the remaining hostages who are still alive to come home, this has been an agonizing wait. And of course, the families who will get the remains of loved ones who died while in captivity. I should also mention, Ian, in addition to Israel and the U.S. and Hamas, you had Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey among the nations involved here.